Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on the Zen Intra Connect series for adolescents. My name is Virginie, and I am here in Geneva, Switzerland. I'm the founder of Intra, and I am today in the great company of Clément, who's a conscious dance teacher, who will be leading the session you will discover in just a minute. So without taking too much time explaining in details what you will discover in this session, would like to just give a couple of indications on why is this series, what's the purpose? Well, I don't need to refer in great depth about the challenging past month we've had to experience globally, on top of possibly difficult emotions and situations and hardships you had to deal with on a daily basis. And so basically the sessions we're offering here, it's an easy and quick tool for you to access in order to get rid of difficult emotions, or at least knowing what to do with them so they don't take too much space in your daily life, in your mind, in your body, in your heart. And so it's a way to letting go of them and transforming them into something that's a little bit more manageable, regardless of what's the difficulty you're experiencing. So you can just play this video, it's a short video. You can play it alone, with a friend or in a group, and just decide which activity you like best, because you will discover throughout the series different type of activity, and then see which one resonates more with you. And if indeed something resonates nicely, don't hesitate to drop us a little comment either on the YouTube channel or directly from our website, and we'll be very happy to engage with you and hear your suggestions and various comments. So without any further ado, I wish you a great moment with Clément, and I will see you a little bit afterwards. So Clément, the floor is yours, so to speak.
So how to deal with difficult emotions, and using our body and movement to deal with those emotions. So I'm a conscious dance teacher, and we use our body movement as resource to basically to be more present and to be able to stay with ourselves even when things got sometimes a little bit complicated. So this idea about this emotion that I would like to speak about, I won't speak too much, but about how do you deal sometimes with anxiety. So anxiety is something we all know. I think it's also a stressful period for everyone with the COVID situation and everything. And actually, we don't need to have the COVID. We might feel stress for a lot of reasons. And so in those cases, usually our body gets a little tense, a little stressed, and how do we release a little bit of that tension to feel a bit more at ease with our bodies? So I'd like to take a little example from the wildlife. So I don't know if you've seen those wildlife emission documentary where there's a cheetah running after an antelope. So for example, the antelope might be all of a sudden she see the danger. She got really attentive to what's going on, and perhaps her whole body gets tense in order to be able to flee of that danger very quickly. If she doesn't get caught, usually what you could see in those documents is that she will do something a very quick shaking, trembling, a way of releasing that stress that goes through her whole body, and then she might start eating the grass again, hopefully without any cheetah in the neighborhoods anymore. And so, there's not that many cheetah anymore in your schoolyard, in your family, hopefully. But still, whether it is your teacher that is telling you to do something, or your mother, we might get a bit tense, stressed, and sometimes it would be good to be able to know how to, perhaps to get some inspiration from those antelopes, from these animals, to know how to release a bit those tension in our body. So it's a really easy, simple exercise. It's a shaking exercise. And basically it's just about using your breath and your movements. So it's not about being like, you just start very slowly, and perhaps I will adjust a little bit the screen. But perhaps just starting with a little movement, starting from your knees. Like even for me, like doing a video, recording a video can be a stressful experience. You get a little anxious, tense about what you should do, what will happen. And so just using that little movement, I don't know if you see it, but starting slow. And then in a way it could be a bit like, you know, when you have a child, or when your mother perhaps was carrying you and like rocking you a little bit, just like to say, hey, easy baby, or just relax. And just in a way, just like offering this little rocking, shaking, like bouncing experience that can help us relax, also feeling our body on the ground. So that's what I would offer you to do with me. It's like perhaps you might want to jump a little bit more, or while doing it just like easy. So just using that to, and I will stop speaking for a little bit. Just to be able to focus on my breath also. Using my breath to release some of that tension, and perhaps like being aware of where could be the tension in my body right now. Perhaps in my neck, in my shoulder, perhaps closing your eyes if you feel comfortable. And you were feeling like this movement help you to arrive in your body, on the ground. And perhaps you might want to have sometimes a little bit more movement, and just like try to have your shoulder, your neck relax. And just like let your exhale help you also release perhaps your chest. Your jaw. Your neck. So you might want to keep going for a little while. For me, I feel like now earlier I feel a bit more in compared to the beginning when I start speaking. Perhaps my breath was my neck, my head, and now I feel a bit more like a bit more grounded, a bit more calm. Yeah. And you know, ideally, at some point, you might realize that your mother telling you something, your father or your teacher telling you something might not be a cheetah, and that you don't have to be that scared or run or fight or freeze. But sometimes we have those quick reactions, and our bodies like get a bit like stuck, tense, about ready to. Yeah, there's this reaction called fight, flight, or freeze. So we got a little tense about something. And then when you realize that, perhaps it's a bit too late not to feel those tensions. So the tension are already there in your body. But just like, okay, you realize that, you breathe, and perhaps you use that little shaking And it can be in your shower even, it could be, I don't know, when you wake up from a nightmare, and just like using a little bit of that shaking. Breathing, exhaling, finding your feet, your weight on the ground. Yeah. So that would be it for me. It could be the start of a dance in a way. It could be the start of feeling more into your body. But it can be also just a way to just a small exercise to come back to yourself and to start the day or whatever interaction you are dealing with. Yeah. So thank you very much. Thank you, Virginie, for this opportunity to share a little bit with you all, and yeah, hope to see you soon.
Thank you, Clément. Thank you very much for this great moment spent together. And I hope you've enjoyed it. We look forward to having you discover some more moments like this, a bit different for you to see. And in the meantime, well, again, feel free to follow us and drop a line and keep in touch. And stay tuned on our website to know about our next coming up episodes. So have a great time, take care of yourselves, and see you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you.